iPhone and Android sometimes has an issue.
I'm
Depending on,
finding that with other things too, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to check. I wonder if it'll just send me a warrant, no,
mine does not.
okay. All right,
But
well,
this isn't a FYI.
no, that's good to know. I might need to ask everybody what they have. iPhone, Android, whatever, so. Okay, everybody's filing in, anything conditions coming in. Welcome.
She's here.
Yep, I just saw her. This is Jessica Nolan, our possession. I don't know how to say it. She's an expert at everything, so
That a lot of people would argue, but.
I'm gonna say pretty much everything. But anyway, so we brought her in because I thought this would be a great tool for you guys to hear from a seasoned agent that knows the ins and outs of different situations that you might be in, or how to even begin with sellers, how to, show your value to them, how to obtain a listing with ease, and know basically that we're gonna have different scenarios where you may have a tough situation or it may just go smoothly, but she's gonna teach us how to basically run through without any snags, and if there are, this is what happens next, sort of thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All
I
right.
just trying to do this on my deal.
I'm sorry, she was
That's
running
right.
over
That's
deals. Sorry, but I'm gonna have you, congratulations.
No problem. Okay, let's start. I was not actually real prepared for this, but,
How do we do that?
I don't know, where's his, there, so, could you, is there more to that? Could you go down? So there's another 15 residential listing, goes back. The one, yeah, okay.
Okay.
So this is just a sample of, it's basically our listing presentation. I'm Jessica, by the way, for those of you that don't know, I think everyone knows me, no? I know. Okay, I'm Jessica Nolan. I am the team lead of one of our teams in the office, Whole Florida Dream Team, Powered by the Harley Group. We're in the middle of rebranding, hence the two different names. We started as the Old Florida Dream Team 7 years ago. It's me and my business partner, Erin, and then we have a team of 10 agents and a few admin. And about a year or so ago, we decided to start a rebrand because we have a lot of different avenues to our team. Erin is director of commercial, so we do a lot of commercial real estate. And we wanted to have a more a brand that was more universal to be kind of the umbrella brand for all our different things we have our feet in the fires on. We have the commercial side, we have a luxury side, we have a residential side, we have a land side, and then we also have a foundation that we started. It supports middle and high school foster and homeless kids. So there's multiple avenues to our team. So that's the rebrand. Melissa asked me to talk about kind of a value proposition that we give to our sellers. At the end of the day, what you present when you go into your listing presentations or when you talk to somebody that you're going to try to get a listing on, what your value is makes all the difference in the world, in my opinion, because we all know there's over 10,000 agents. Is that the latest count? There's over 10,000-ish agents in our board alone. So there's an agent on every corner. I guarantee you every person you talk to will know 2 or 3. Why would they not use their second cousin Sally versus you? What do you have to offer that they don't? So you have to have a value proposition to give them and say, this is why you should use me. I'm assuming some of you guys are newer to real estate in the business, in the building. So
yeah.
One thing you got to keep in mind is everybody's been new to real estate at one point. Everyone had to take their first listing. Everyone had to sell their first house. You're not alone. I put my pants on the same way you put your pants on. Well, maybe not, but at the end of the day, you should not discount who you are because you haven't sold a ton of real estate. you have to utilize the market center tremendously well. So use that until you can build your value proposition to where it's all your sales. You know, we have Tom in the building. He's been in the business forever and kills it and sells a ton of real estate. So he doesn't necessarily need that. But when he brings somebody onto his team that is new to real estate, they're going to use Tom and his background done and it has been accomplished at that will build it to where build them to be successful. And hi, I'm Jessica. I know we know each other, but Donald, he's one of my faves. He does our open houses for us.
Yeah.
Okay, so we take a listing presentation and we also I do a formal CMA, which I think we should probably do a class on that too.
Yeah, we just did one.
Did you?
Well, no, we didn't. Never mind.
That's one of my favorites because pricing things right now is very difficult in this market. So this is my listing presentation. This is what we take. We bind it. It's professional. It shows all the different things that can I go back up? All the different things that we do. It tells a little bit about me. We have 3 different presentations. We have a commercial presentation, we have a luxury presentation, and then we have a residential presentation. Why I do it that way is because I have had many people come to me and say, wait, you only sell $1 million homes? You're probably not the agent for me because they have a $300,000 home. Or vice versa. They have, a multi-million dollar property. Well, you're selling $300,000. You're probably not the agent for me. That doesn't necessarily mean that's the case, but that's what I want to know my audience. I want to know what I'm presenting to them and I want to make it fit their scenario. So that's why we have different. I think this is our luxury one. So this is, we bind this, professionally bind it, and we take it to them and we kind of give them 9 times out of 10, nobody's going to read through this, but there are ones that will. I always leave it, tell them to read it, put it by his bed and read it at night. Think of me. So it breaks down the process of listing your home, first step to the last step, how it works, what you got to do. And I'm going to go over all of this through our meeting, but it's all spelled out here as well. Tells a little bit about our team, me and Aaron. Tells about my foundation. Every client likes community involvement. They want to know that you're giving back to the community. They want to know it's not all about making money and putting it in your pocket. So that's not why we did the foundation, but I'm absolutely going to utilize that. I mean, at the end of the day, everything's about bringing it back to having brand awareness and building your business. Our open house strategies. Everybody has their opinions on open houses, and your clients are going to have, they're going to love it or they're going to hate it. Some of my clients say, do not do an open house here. Some of them want to have one every day of the week. But we're going to go over that because every day of the week at one house may not be beneficial, but it may be at this house. So it's just going to vary on the home and the situation. So we're going to, in our listing presentation, I'm going to tell you, look, I have 10 agents, we'll have an open house with you one day a week, thank you. Or we'll have it, multiple days a week. But this is what you're going to expect. You're going to get nosy neighbors. You're going to get nobody come in. You're going to have to leave your house for 2 to 3 hours every time. Those are things that we're going to go over and see if they really want them at that point. But that is a value I'm bringing to them. I'm having access to have these open houses. If you only have one listing, then that's your open house. But if you don't have any, or if you have 82 listings, you're going to struggle. So you have to be able to explain to them, you're not my only listing. I can only do so many open houses. You got to give them that what you're offering there.
What if they ask you, are you going to be doing them, or it will be somebody else?
My answer to them is no, I do not do them. I work this hard to not have to do them. I do work with buyers or sellers during the weekend if I have to, but I give the opportunity to my team members, so they get the opportunity to have new buyers and sellers. And I like to rotate people in on open houses. I don't think that the same person sitting the same open house every time is beneficial to either side.
Did you hear that? Sitting in the same open houses.
I mean, you got to have a different opinion. Like Kirsten can sit in an open house. Kirsten's on my team. Kirsten can sit in an open house and have a totally different outlook on that house than I do. She's portraying that to buyers that walk in. She's going to give her outlook. I'm going to give mine. Donald's going to sit it the next weekend and he's going to have his. And all of those are different. I mean, it just gives more different views on the house. Not to mention, if he sits the same open house every Saturday and Sunday for a month, does he really want to sell it by the end of that month, or is he bored of sitting there? He goes into a new listing and he's like, this has this and this has this. You're, without knowing it, your body language and your demeanor shows it, that you have that drive. So I try to rotate those. Our marketing strategy, we do a ton of different marketing. Most of it's all on and internet-based. We do obviously the standard professional photos and all that, and I show them what our websites look like for each property. I provide that to them so they can see where the value is coming from. And then a number of other different things that I list it. This is what I'm giving you. This is money out of my pocket that you don't pay until you close. And you're not actually paying it, you're paying it in my commission. So that's when they come to me and say, well, you know, Joe Smith down the road offered to do my listing for 4%. Well, you get what you pay for. I can guarantee you Joe Smith is not doing the amount of marketing I'm doing and putting the upfront costs that I'm doing, part of 3 different MLSs, part of all the different online advertising that I'm paying for upfront. So if you want to pay for that, you just dropped your exposure quite a bit. The whole point is to get your property out there. So I'm providing him, and now I'm not asking you to give me any money to cover that. On an average, each listing costs us about anywhere from $1,500 upwards to $3,000 to market. And if I'm not getting paid until closing, what comes in really important on that? Pricing, because pricing is key right now with our listings. And if it's not priced right, it's not selling. I mean, I have 82 that are sitting on the market right now, not selling. That's a pricing issue majority of the time. And if that's the case, then I don't even want to do the math. I did it once and I got really upset about it. If you do the math on 80 listings for $1,500 a listing, that's how much money I have sitting out there that I probably won't get most of it back. So marketing and all of that's key, but what's really key with this is making sure you understand how to relay that to the seller so he understands how important it is to price it strategically to sell. Not only your value you're giving him, but if you're not on the same page with selling it, am I getting off base here?
No, it's perfect.
Okay, if you're not on the same page here with selling the property as your seller is, I have plenty of sellers, oh, well, I'm not moving until I'm at $1.2 million and I'm not dropping it. It should be at $1 million. I'm not dropping it. Okay, well then we're on 2 different pages here. I'm not doing any more if you're not gonna get on the same page, because you clearly have a different drive to sell than I do.
And she sets all that up in this meeting, basically sets the tone. And
Yeah.
then-
He is talking to them and having that conversation. So if I could go backwards a little bit, when I get a call for somebody, a seller that wants to list their property, the first thing I do, if I don't know them, a lot of my business is referral based. So my friend Sally gave me your number, you sold her house last year, whatever. So I start doing the research. I go and I stalk them. Between me and my assistant, we probably could be employed by the FBI, because I usually can tell you everything about that person that called me within 24 hours. How many kids they have, where they vacation this summer, what they do for a living, why, obviously I'm gonna have those initial conversations on the phone. Why are you selling? Where are you going? What's your motivation? What do you want?
Which is this. your need for the needs, your needs analysis. She's wanting to know motivation and all that, but go ahead.
Your why, because if they're selling because they just don't like their house anymore, or they're selling because their kids graduated and they're downsizing and they're gonna buy a second home in the mountains. There's a different motivation there. They want it more. If they lost a job and they can't afford the mortgage, huge motivation there. All of that's gonna play into my setup for this when I go meet with them. I'm also gonna know by that end of that conversation what type of personality they are. It's very rare I can't figure that out. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, the DISC personality test, huge. You should, without a doubt, that should be like a mandatory class you take as a new agent. It's one I make the girls take. Because I think that knowing what you're walking into, you have to be able to adjust your personality. I'm a very high D and a high I, but I can be a higher I